They say it starts with a single step. They just never tell you how hard it is to actually lift your foot off of the ground. Every day I act like this will all be over soon. Like I don't feel the weight of all of it caving in. I made the plan. I showed my scars. I looked at the emptiness of this room and convinced myself of its freedom. So why? Why do I still hesitate? Because it's not just about moving forward. It's about letting go of everything that felt familiar, even if it wasn't right for you. I feel like by throwing away the vision I had, I'm giving up on everyone who was a part of it. Like I'm betraying a ghost just to find a version of myself that doesn't exist yet. My problem isn't that I can't move forward. It's that part of me doesn't want to. Or maybe it just isn't ready yet. I thought change was about becoming someone new as fast as possible. But it's not. It's this constant pull between who you were and who you're trying to be. And right now, I'm still somewhere in between. But I think this is the climb. So where do we begin? I'm not gonna lie and start this off like I have some grand exciting things to talk about, because I don't. This unfortunately I knew that this was going to be a part of this process, but I never anticipated that it would happen so early on, to just be stuck in limbo, to be stuck so stagnant and have absolutely no growth. I've done everything that I thought I was supposed to up to this point. I've tried to stay optimistic. I've tried to, create a game plan. I've set goals for myself. I've tried to become disciplined, in other areas of my life, just to establish some sort of control of this entire process. But yet, there's so many things happening internally and externally that almost just feel like everything is still actively working against me. And that in turn is feeding into my own self-belief, into my own willingness to take the first step, to truly let go of everything. And unfortunately, that's just the ugly truth. Letting go, probably one of the hardest things I think that any of us will ever have to do, whether it be an old relationship or friends or a version of yourself or anything that's just not suitable for you or is no longer in your life. We all have to learn to let go at some point. But for me, the ugly truth of letting go is that I've become so fond and so familiar with things that I feel safe in, and with things that I find that I truly enjoy or love in my life, because I feel like I've had so much sort of taken away or ended before it truly got to realize its full potential. When I do find things, especially something as near and dear as what this was for me, it almost just like that is something that I'm gonna hold on to forever. Like whether it's 5 years from now, 30 years from now, like I hold on to things, and it's not like out of holding a grudge or out of spite. It's when I have those moments where I truly am happy with myself and my situation. Those are rare for me up until this point, and so I don't want to, I guess, not have those things. And so anytime that I'm faced with the idea of letting go, it almost makes me feel a sense of guilt. And I think that's been one of the hardest roadblocks so far in this. Is I feel so guilty, and not even just for like the things that I did, because I feel like I've definitely been very vulnerable and accountable for those things, and that's not something that I want to run away from or that I struggle to accept. However, I made so many promises, right, to myself and to my, former partner, and to the people in my life, and to like the jobs that I worked. And I guess almost the idea of me abandoning all of that, all of the time and energy that was invested, to then just completely acknowledge that all of that was wrong, all of that was bad, all of that was not good for me. And now I have to completely change my way of thinking, my way of operating, my dreams, my hopes. To, I guess, completely abandon that just makes me feel so bad inside, because that was everything. They were everything to me. I would have done and said and given and walked to the ends of the earth and done anything possible. So to just say, never mind, that's bad, that's not okay anymore, I don't want that I never should have been there. I just feel like it's like the ultimate slap in the face, like the ultimate backstab, because I know that as much as I invested in them, they invested in me, and I let them down and I let myself down. Part of me just feels like, why even go through this, because I know ultimately I feel like I'm still just going to be a letdown. That's been one of the hardest things to, I guess, come to terms with even just processing anything, is that it just feels, I don't know, it just feels so wrong to reject that, to have abandoned that. It's not even just like the big things, I got used to living a specific way, right? You get used to the routine, you get used to the small little details of your life for so long. And so every day when you're trying to just go about your day, it will just hit you. It hits like a truck. You'll hear a song, you'll see a comment, you'll eat a type of food, you'll smell a smell, and it's like instantly that emptiness, the pain of it all just hits you. And usually it's at the worst time, and you just have no choice but to eat it, like to just feel it and move on. And that's been like probably the second hardest thing, is like, as a whole, I don't miss that situation as much as I miss all the small things that I'll never get back. And I, even during the course of that entire relationship, I had always mentioned, like, it's the smallest things that meant the most to me, that impacted me the most, that I fell in love with the most. And I catch myself missing those so much now. Just anything to have like a conversation on the bed about the most random things, or going grocery shopping, or making like dumb inside jokes, or just like the smallest things, for those to be gone and to like have to walk away from that forever. Like, it just, I can't grasp the finality of it. And I've said that so many times, I feel like in the last few videos, is the word finality. But I spent so long fighting and clawing back, so long promising to never give up, and now I have to give up. And it breaks my heart. One of the like hardest parts of all of this has just been the stagnation. It's been exactly 2 weeks now since everything kind of played out. And I've done everything that you're supposed to do to actively make something happen. I've applied to like probably every single job there is available right now. And I've heard back from some. I've gotten one interview, which I clearly have not gotten the job from. And I've gotten a whole bunch of denials for jobs that I was just working and that I had just been like crushing. And I know that I'm qualified for these. I know that I deserve this, but it's just frustrating. Like, the frustration is building. I don't know what to do. That's, I think, part of the issue and part of why I'm slowly starting to feel like I'm getting to be a little complacent with just being this forever. Not in the situation, but just who I am, and just accepting that, maybe I can't become better, maybe I can't change, is because everything that I need to do requires, certain steps to be taken. And when you're doing everything right, when you're doing everything that you're supposed to do, and it's still not bearing any fruit, when it's still not showing any promise, like, every hit just feels stronger and stronger and stronger. Every no feels like it cuts you down further and further and further. To have been in a position where you were thriving, and to now be in a position where you're struggling to even pick yourself off the ground, like, it's such a contrast that it makes me question a lot about myself. It makes me question a lot about my abilities, about what's happening. I have not spoken a lot about, like, my beliefs and about kind of where I draw my energy and my power from. But I will say that I am a very firm believer in everything happening for a reason. I don't think that anything we go through in life is accidental. I don't think it's a coincidence. I think that everything is integrated. Everything is tied together. I can point to things that happened to me as a child that feed directly into, like, situations that I'm in my adult life. And I've been very good, I feel like, at identifying what those lessons are and what those things are. And in this case, like, I'm struggling, to find what the reason is to why it went as deep and as far as it went, for it to now just be completely gone. I also, like, don't understand why in this present situation, why I feel so motivated, why I feel so hopeful, why I feel like this is truly, like, a turning point, but yet nothing. You kind of wait for that, like, that special moment to happen. And every day I wake up, I start and I start applying to jobs. I start doing it, and I try to tell myself, like, this is it. This is the day. Like, something's going to happen. The spark is going to come. Like, I don't know where. I don't know from what, but the spark is coming, and nothing. And every day, as the days turn into weeks and has now turned into 2 weeks now, I'm still waiting for that spark. 2 weeks about to be 3, and then 3, you're at a month. And after a month, like, if nothing has changed after a month, like, do you know how frustrating and how down, like, I can't even fathom that. I want any type of win right now. Like, I would take even the smallest of wins. Again, even just getting an interview again for anything at this point would be, like, something to work with, because I just feel literally stuck right here. I'm not going up. I can't go down further than where I'm at, really. So I'm just stuck in this straight line with nothing, no promises on, like, the horizon. I just feel so mindless, so hopeless. Like, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what else to do. I'm giving this my all. And I think that's part of what is making me feel so depressed about all of this, is I know that I'm giving it my all. I know that I'm literally doing everything I possibly can. So for there to still be nothing, it just makes me feel like there's still something that I'm supposed to be learning here, and I can't figure it out. I mean, I can't even figure out what I was supposed to learn before I ended up here, and now I don't even know what to learn about what I'm, like, why nothing is changing. Like, what is the lesson? Where does the turning point actually start? I know myself at least enough to know that I will always give 100%, but when it starts to wear me down, like, the self-doubt starts creeping in, I'm more apt to give in to the self-doubt than I am to, I guess, persevere through it, because it just becomes so overwhelming for me and so clouded, like, it just clouds my entire brain, my mind, everything. Like, I can't see anything else but that. I mean, even with these, like, I post these videos in hopes that, like, one day I'll have something to show for it, something to show for myself. Like, I'm gonna look back on this and see, here we are 2 weeks and I've still done nothing. And if I'm sitting here a month in the future watching these back and like I'm still in the same position, then what's even the point? Like, what's the point? And like, that's all I keep saying is, like, what is the point? I just feel so conflicted right now. I feel like I'm stuck between a rock and a hard place, between, I guess, continuing to take the climb, continuing to take that first step, because eventually I know my foot will finally hit the ground. Right now I feel like that step is sort of like just in the air, just lingering, and I know eventually it'll hit the ground, but when it will is the part that I'm struggling the most with. Some days I just kind of don't want to anymore. I kind of just want to let fate and everything just have its way, and just whatever I end up with, I end up with. But I know that I can be the author of this story. I know that I can be the dictator between how this ends, whether it be good or bad. But to draw that kind of power from nothing, to draw that kind of strength from nothing, is really difficult to do. Like, I know that I have it in me, but I've never done it before. Truly, I've never committed to it. I always get a few weeks in, a month in, and that's it. And I don't want that to be this again. But every day that passes that I don't get that win, that I don't get that good news, that I don't feel that empowerment, is another day that I feel I get closer to just giving up and giving in. And all I can do is hope that in the end, somehow I find a way to navigate everything that's happening. I find a way to navigate these moments, these pockets of time where I just feel it so strongly, and I feel the pain and the weight of everything so strongly. And I hope that I can learn to navigate being stagnant, because I don't want to make another video like this again the next time. I want the next time that I come to talk to be like something that I can say that I'm proud of, something that I'm finally headed that way. Because I'm tired. I really am. I'm so tired. I hate restarting. And I hate losing, and I hate feeling just kind of helpless to the winds of life. Like, I want this to be it so bad. Like, I can't say it enough. I've said it 100 times, but I want this so bad. But do I want it as bad as what I had before? And if I don't, how do I learn how to? Because the amount of energy and time that I put into something that was bad for me, why can't I not do that for something that will ultimately be better for me? Like, why can't I want it to that extent? I don't know. And that's just how it has to be right now, because I can't make answers out of nothing. I can't. But I really do hope that the next time that spark will come, that maybe that is my lesson, is learning to persevere more so than I have. I don't know. I do know that I'm grateful that I have this, to be able to share days like this, to share thoughts like this, to share the moments like this, because there will be a day that I watch this back, and it'll probably be a day that I feel terrible, and I hope that when I'm listening to what I'm saying now will give me that strength that I can draw from to keep pushing. And I hope for anybody else who watches this that it does the same, and to realize that, like, it's hard. It is so hard. So hard to be better. Sometimes one thing I guess I've learned is that the best choices in life are always going to be the absolute hardest ones. The most rewarding, the most beneficial things are never things that are going to be easy, because you have to earn it. And even though the road up to this point has been so hard and so long, and I feel like I should be entitled to earn it, I haven't done those things for me, so I haven't earned it. But what it has done is given me the strength to be able to go out and earn it now. And I hope that I can. I don't know. I'm just pissed, man. I'm pissed off. I don't know. I'm done. Like, I'm so over it. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. I hope at some point I'll have something good to tell you. Thank you guys for watching. And as always, stay safe, big dog. I thought I could just wash it all away.
I hurt myself today.
The mistakes, the memories, the version of me that didn't make it.
I focus on the pain.
But you don't just start over.
That's real.
You carry the soil of where you've been into the new ground you're trying to build on. It stays under your fingernails. It stains everything.
Try to kill it all away, but I remember everything.
I still feel the hurt. I still miss the us that used to be. But if I could start again, a million miles away, I'd still have to face the man in the mirror.
Everyone I know.
The climb isn't about finding a new world. It's about finally becoming someone who can survive in this one.
And you could have it all.
I'm still here. And for now, that has to be enough.
I will let you down. I will make